I am back. Sorry it's been more than a couple days because I have been so busy. But I wanted to get back on here and talk to you guys again about the topic of how to get over feeling like you are not good enough for the narcissist. So I've already gone over step 1. Now I want to talk about step 2 that I went through. Step 2 for me was about re-examining the beginning of the relationship. And I want to tell you why I did that. So when you are in the relationship with the narcissist usually will blame you for everything, right? Even their own behavior. So they blame you for the way they're treating you. And a lot of times they partner with people who are willing to own that blame, like codependent people who don't really have good boundaries themselves and who take plenty of responsibility for their own actions and their faults, but they also take responsibility for other people's actions and faults. And this works well for the narcissist because the narcissist does not want any of the blame. So the longer you are in that relationship, the more you're going to start to believe everything is your fault, right? You kind of get brainwashed almost, and that works out really well for the narc, like I said. So after the relationship ends, you can still feel guilt. Like you still feel like, well, if I just tried this or if I just done that, maybe that person would have treated me better, right? So we have to examine this in 2 parts. The first part is this. Number 1, everyone is responsible for themselves, right? You are responsible for your actions, your feelings, and your thoughts. But other people are also responsible for their actions and feelings and thoughts. Both you and the narcissist were in pain. Both you and the narcissist were going through hardships, fights, struggles, problems in the relationship, right? But ultimately, our circumstances determine who we are at our core. They reveal our true self. So it's like that meme that goes around on Facebook that talks about how hot water can make an egg hard or it can make a potato soft. It's the same circumstance, but it reveals the true character of whatever is exposed to it. So in the case of your relationship, you both went through the same difficult circumstances. The narcissist mask came off and their ugly colors were revealed. And a lot of times the partner had a more generous nature, a more caring nature, an open heart, a more, tried to be honest, tried to reach out, took responsibility, tried to change, etc., right? That's the mature way to handle things. The problem is they go overboard and try to take responsibility for the narcissist's actions too. That needs to stop, all right? Your circumstances revealed who you were. Your circumstances also revealed who they were, and you need to let their choices be their responsibility. The second part of this equation, like I said, is going back to the beginning of the relationship. So if you are feeling at fault for the abuse, which I know you know in your brain is not your fault, but you still somehow feel like it was your fault they treated you bad, I want you to go back and re-examine the love bombing period, because I guarantee there were red flags, even in the beginning, that you just swept under the rug and ignored when you shouldn't have. But those red flags revealed who this person really was from the beginning, and it will help you see that they were wearing a mask at that point in time. So like in my situation, I had to go back when I was just feeling like drowning in guilt and feeling like I should have done this or done that, and it was my fault he treated me bad, which is kind of where those, feelings of I'm not good enough for this person come from, right? I went back to the love bombing period, back to the honeymoon period when he was treating me the best he treated me in the entire relationship, right? Buying me flowers, giving me compliments, giving me attention, spending time with me, etc. I still saw red flags, but I ignored them. I saw little white lies. I saw occasional spurts of arrogance. I saw how he talked about other people behind their back while smiling to their faces. I saw these things in the beginning, but I ignored it. Okay? So it's really important to examine the love bombing period because that's when you were first deceived, but the truth was there too, and you have to look for it. I hope these things help you, and I want to leave you with a final thought. If you're still feeling that person's actions were your fault Think about every domestic violence movie you have ever watched in your life. Let's say it's the man hitting the woman, right? And then the man says to her what? He goes, "You made me do that." Same thing is true with psychological abusers. They will always blame you for their actions, and it's wrong. But you can't change them. But you can start to refuse to accept responsibility for what they chose to do. All right? I will pop on here in another few days and give you another tip. Talk to you later. Bye.